Hello TL Travelers and welcome back to the TL Travel YouTube channel. If you are new here and you are just jumping into this series, right now I am taking you guys back in the archives with some tips and tricks and story times from our 6 months traveling through South America. In our last video, I gave you guys a little bit of an insight into just some of the not so great emotions that come with being on the road for a long period of time, but we are back at it. And today we are talking about our adventures in Mendoza. And to be clear, when I say adventures, I mean drunken bicycle tours. So as you might know, in our last video, we hopped quickly into Uruguay for a little bit of a Valentine's Day beach adventure, but we are back in Argentina now in Mendoza. And actually, Mendoza hadn't originally been on our list. We had planned to sort of breeze by it, but we did have some friends who were in Mendoza at the time, and both Derek and I were feeling like we really needed some English-speaking familiar faces to just hang out with, spend some time with, and what better place to do that than Mendoza, Argentina. So Mendoza in Argentina is known for being wine country, red wine specifically, but there is some white wine options floating about. But yeah, for the most part, red wine is what they're known for. And so when we arrived in Mendoza, we were so excited to do a wine tour, a wine tasting, and one of the best ways to do that is by bike. So we made arrangements through our hostel to do a bike wine tasting tour with 6, maybe 8 people from our hostel with Mr. Hugo. And if he's still running tours, I hope that he is, I will leave the information in the description below so that you can go and check it out. From our hostel in Mendoza, we took a bus out to his place to pick up our bikes. And then from there, we were given a map of the different wineries and sort of recommendations on where we should go, depending on what we wanted to see and taste. And then you sort of self-guide yourself to these wineries with one hot tip, and I will stand by this, definitely keep this in mind. You want to start with the furthest winery that you're interested in first. Start there, work your way back, because the last thing you want to do is be the absolute furthest from Mr. Hugo, drunk at the end of the day. So we had such a great afternoon just exploring and wine tasting and enjoying, little hors d'oeuvres here and there and just getting to know the people in our hostel. But the biggest part of the adventure, going back to the point about being far from home and drunk, was definitely the journey home. More so for Derek than for me, because Derek, if I've never mentioned before, Derek doesn't drink. Derek also historically has horrible luck with bikes. So during this tour, not only once, but twice did he end up with a flat tire. The first time, another bike was driven out to him by truck so that he could trade it out and keep going. The second time he got a flat, he just decided, no, I'm done, I'm sober, someone come pick up my bike and I will take the city bus back to Mr. Hugo's. And not only did that sound like a great idea, but there was one other girl on our tour who was not only drunk, but 100% over the whole bicycle situation. I don't think that the roughing it vibes was really her speed, which is fine, to each their own. So she had asked when they came to pick up Derek's bike if she could drop her bike off as well and get on the bus with him and they could go home together, which, made sense until the bus that they got on took a sharp left turn on the highway and went for 20 minutes in the wrong direction. All the while, I'm still tipsy, biking my way back with everybody else. We get back to Mr. Hugo's where we started our tour, drop our bikes off, expecting to find Derek and I'll call her Alicia. Derek and Alicia there waiting for us. But they were nowhere to be found. And again, this was 2014, so we didn't have cell phones with SIM cards or Wi-Fi or anything like that I could reach out and be like, hey, where are you? So we stuck around for a little bit, waiting for them to show up. About 35 minutes went by, and Mr. Hugo kind of said, it's probably a good idea if you guys go back to the hostel and just wait there. I know that Alicia's roommate didn't really feel comfortable leaving Alicia, you know, not being able to contact her, but I sort of assured her that Derek is super responsible and that no matter what situation they had ended up in, he was not only sober, but just incredibly equipped to get them home. Even if they got back to Mr. Hugo's after everything had closed down, I know that Derek would still get her home. So we went back to the hostel and just sort of like, you know, waited. All we really did was wait, and about a glass and a half of wine into our waiting, in the door they came. Derek, with a big smile on his face, just, you know, hey, we're back, everyone's clapping, so excited to see them. Alicia was not pleased. Apparently Alicia was not only incredibly displeased with the entire day and the entire situation, but like real angry that her roommate had not waited at Mr. Hugo's for her and Derek to return. My bad. But all in all, the craziness of the day, none of that had to do with the tour itself. The tour was fabulous. I would highly, highly recommend it. And even if you don't choose to go with Mr. Hugo, or if he's still not running the tours, again, I'll have to check and link, but I would 100% recommend making a stop in Mendoza and doing a wine tour, whether by bike or not, but the bike definitely makes things a little bit more interesting when you are planning your trip to Argentina. So that's gonna be it for me for today. In our next video, we're going to be heading to San Carlos de Bariloche. We're gonna be doing some more luxury accommodation explorations, as well as hitting the mountains and the ski slopes, and I cannot wait to share the photos and videos of that with you guys. It was absolutely beautiful. If you've not already hit that like and subscribe button, definitely do it down below. I just have so much to share with you, and if you're new here, feel free to jump back and get caught up, because you know, we had tons of great adventures prior to this as well. Okay, I'm gonna stop rambling now until I see you guys in my next video. Stay great, stay safe, and I'll see you then.